Welcome to our second session on the Arduino Uno, and we're taking ourselves from where we were in the previous session. So we've just done the Blink demo. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the Arduino Uno board with the breadboard, and we're going to make our own little circuit. So what you get in part of the starter pack is the breadboard, which you can see here, and you get this nice little wooden storage board. So what we can do is we can put that down, and then we can attach our Arduino Uno to the other side of it. So what this does is this gives us just a nice little base for us to make all of our things. So I'll just put the screws in, and while I'm doing that, if we think about the Blink software, what the Blink software does is it uses the LED that's actually built into the circuit, which is on pin 13. So here you can see the number 13 for the LED. So the first thing that we're going to do in this tutorial is we're going to make that an external pin that we're going to address. So instead of the pin that's inside the device, we're going to push something to an external pin. So it's a pretty straightforward task for us to do. So we just put this last screw on. Okay, so if I move that into camera shot, so there's our Arduino now screwed onto the board. Next step is to plug in the USB cable, and that will provide power. But before we do that, we're going to wire ourselves up. So first thing we want to do is we want to look for the 5 volts, which is down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that one there is the 5 volts, and we plug that into the positive channel on the breadboard. Then what we're going to do is take the ground, we'll plug that into there, and we're going to plug that into the negative. So now our breadboard is connected. So what you've got here is you've got a positive power line and you've got a negative power line on the breadboard, and then running up the board, each of these pins is also connected on each side. What we're going to do is we're going to connect to our circuit a single LED. Okay, so we've got the positive side and the negative side of the LED, and we'll put that in like that. So the long leg of an LED is the positive side. Then what we've got to do is we've got to attach the negative side of the LED to the ground, and we put a resistor in between the two. So this is a 220 ohm resistor, and in all the instruction manuals you'll get this information. Let's just push that into that hole, make sure it's in. So hopefully you can see that that's pushed in. It doesn't have to go to the pin that's directly underneath it, just has to go into it. Now we're not going to put this straight into the +5 volt line, because if we do that then it will just light up straight away. But what we need to do is command this to light up. So what we're going to do is, if you look down here, you've got numbers. So number 13, which is attached to the LED that's built into the board, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and so on. So we're going to use pin number 5, and we're going to attach that to the positive line of our LED. And there you go. So that's now connected. Now what we do is we plug in our USB to our board, and you should see that this light here has gone green, and what you'll also see on the board is that our pin 13 is flashing, and that's because the Uno's still got the previous Blink software uploaded into it. So that's fine, we'll keep that running on here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the other side of the screen. Now Blink turns on an LED for a second and then off repeatedly. If you notice here, you've got this integer LED, so that's telling you that it's an integer. LED is the name that you've given it. We're going to change LED just for this to red. LED. So we know that we're talking about the red LED. And actually it's not pin 13 anymore, it's now pin 5, because that's the one that we've connected on our board, pin 5 here, and that's connected to the positive. This next part of this code here says void setup. Now what void just means is that you run this routine. So void, if you like, is run routine. So the routine is set up, and in setup what it does is it sets up a pin as an output. Now on the original this was LED, but for us we're now calling this red LED. So what this is saying is that now pin 5, because that's what the LED is now an output. Okay, so let's go down to our loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste red LED into both of those. So now what will happen, if we've got this all right, this red LED should switch on and then switch off for a second. So first of all we're going to verify our code to see if we've done anything wrong. And it looks like we've done everything okay. Now we're going to see if we can actually get it to upload to our board. And there you go. So now our red LED is flashing, and it's coming on for a second and then it's going off for a second.